not. I will just sit here and be English, because that is why people listen to my commentary. I mean, no, that is not true. Stick around after the commentary. I'm going to go to wr.com and check the comments on my last commentary. This should prove downwhere wrong, that people like me because my commentaries are entertaining and not because I'm British. I will prove it to you. Okay, so now I'm creeping at the Goblin Laboratory in the bottom right area of the map. And I now have a level 2 Taunt Chieftain with Boots of Speed, which, as you've seen before, is a great item, especially with Endurance Aura. It's going to be very fast movement speed, and he has 800 HP, which is going to be very important because he's going to be my tank. Alright, so let's see what this bugger's doing over here at the other tavern. He is now creeping out the other tavern. He gets a Legion of Doomhorn, which is quite a useless item, since he is already undead, and he already has Unholy Aura. So, if I was him, I would sell that item, but you know, he is a total noob, and there's no way in hell he's going to beat me. So, he's probably not going to sell it, he's just going to hang on to it like a total noob. Anyway, I have completed another Orc Burrow, and in my base, I am now making a War Mill, and I have finished my upgrade to Fortress. Time of day is now 12:30. Time for tea and crumpets, isn't it? Yes, it's time for some tea. If you excuse me for a moment, I'm going to have to drink some tea. Just picture Dimensions with his pinky finger in the air as he drinks from the tea of England out of his little cup. Ah, yes. That's some good tea. It's got some honey in it and some, I prefer the Earl Grey tea, you know, just like Captain Picard off that Star Trek Enterprise. Anyway, I now have many grunts, and level 4 Farseer, level 2 Taunt Chieftain, and there may be an engagement here, a battle, but no. I go towards the north, and my opponent is in the middle of the map with his Crypt Fiends and statues. But I am now making Witch Doctors, which are adept level. I'm going to be making Master Witch Doctors for healing wards, to help my grunts be able to stay alive, of course. And, unfortunately, he has caught one of my Witch Doctors as it runs by, and he Frost Novas it. Probably quite a bit of waste of mana, in my opinion. And, of course, seeing as how I have 5 billion level 5 accounts, since I keep making new accounts, like it's going out of style, then, you know, I have much experience in this area, and I can tell you that 125 mana for one Witch Doctor is not worth it. So now I put down a stasis trap, knowing that my opponent is going to attack me from behind when I'm not looking, of course, just like he always does. These bastards always attack me when I'm not looking. Frost Nova going off on my units. He's going to wake up with a headache in the morning. And I use my Red Drake War Stomp going off, stunning one Furbog. You cannot see that kind of micro anywhere else. I do stun the Death Knight, however, and he's now down to 53-15. He is dead. He goes down. He's going to wake up with a headache in the morning. And now a Frost Nova going off on my grunts, and I am losing some units here. However, I did kill his Furbog, and unfortunately, I do not have a potion of the blue stuff, because if I did, then he would not be able to focus fire on my heroes like a total newbie. Anyway, I use my Furbogs as well. Chain Lightning going off on the Crypt Fiends. This is just like a soccer match, mates, isn't it? Yes, it's just like a soccer match. I try to model my commentaries after soccer matches, in case you didn't know. It's so entertaining. So now I'm going to take out that natural expansion to the upper right, the Undead Newbie expansion. I'm going to take that out with my heroes and my grunts. Meanwhile, my opponent is retreating to the tavern, where he's going to rehire his heroes. That is totally not fair and overpowered, of course. Take it from me, Dimensions, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not a wanker like this bloody toe rag over here. See, if you want further proof that my opponent is a total newbie, just check out his base. He has upgraded a Nerubian Tower, also known as the Nubian Tower. Oh, I am so funny. Yes, I have a great sense of humor, contrary to what you may have heard. So I'm taking out that Tomb of Relics now, or Tome of Relics, because I cannot pronounce the word tomb, because I am British. And a Chain Lightning going off on those Crypt Fiends, a horrible teleport there. All his units are all scrunched up in a bunch, like me and my 37 brothers and sisters in our small flat in England. We are all bunched in like sardines in a can. And back to the game. Right. I'm going to use the Alt key, which I advise you, if you are a high-level player such as myself at home, if you want to use the Alt key watching my replays, you can see all the hit points of all the units. It's very, very helpful. And as you can see, my Taunt Chieftain is down to 158 health. But my Farseer is fine. I am still using my Red Drake to my advantage. And I'm going to have to teleport out here because I'm losing too many units. Death Knight gets up to level 5. And a stasis trap going off on that newbie right as I teleport out. That's a good show right there. Good show. Alright. So I'm running my Troll Witch Doctors back to my base. Meanwhile, I have 2 Wyverns and a Red Drake, which has still not run out. Very helpful unit. So now I am pumping Grunts and Wyverns. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Pardon me. It's not like me to mess up any words. Like tomb and tome. They are very confusing words and I cannot keep them straight because I'm British. And dumb as a brick. But that's besides the point. I'm now making more Grunts and some more Wyverns. And I would just like to take this time to come up with something I came up with all on my own. I have my own style, and I do not rip anyone off, especially not Emperor. To read one of my sponsors, which would be Dimensions Tea and Crumpets. Do you crave tea and crumpets? Well, come on down to Dimensions Tea and Crumpets, located on the corner of... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to have a battle here, so I'm going to have to go back to the game. Fair enough. Here we go. And the Lich is now going to be attacked, but he runs back. A War Stomp going off, stunning 2 whole Crypt Fiends. Now that's Gosu right there, if I do say so myself. He's going to retreat away from those creeps because he was getting it from both sides like my mother on a Saturday night. Getting it in both ends from the creeps and myself, so he's going to retreat back to his base. And I put down a Sentry Ward so I can keep an eye on him. Sentry Wards are totally overpowered, and you may say, Dimensions, you're crazy. Sentry Wards can't be overpowered, but it's like free map hack, and I just don't agree with it. I don't think it's fair at all. So this newbie's going to totally get his Death Knight surrounded, but no, never mind. He used some kind of hack there and managed to escape my Gosu surround and gets back to his base. So that's not good for me. I thought I was going to surround his Death Knight there and finish him off, but it did not happen the way I planned. Oh jeez. Such a cold. Alright. Now then. I have a level 4 Farseer, level 3 Taunt Chieftain. It's going to be another battle here. And it's going to... I put down a healing wall right in front of his units. It quickly gets destroyed. Those statues are just healing up his Crypt Fiends. It's totally overpowered and not fair at all. Especially unless I'm playing Undead. If I'm playing Undead, then it's okay. And it does not bother me in the least. So now I'm running back. Another engagement going off, yes. Frost Nova going off in my Wyverns. And... boy, I'm going to have to back off there. He manages to pick off one of my Grunts there with a timely Death Coil, which is a decent maneuver. Alright, not as good as myself, of course. I've been knighted by the Queen of England for being a Gosu Warcraft player and a Shoutcaster, in case you were wondering. Alright, so I managed to chase him back to his base. He has lost some Crypt Fiends here. He's taking heavy losses. He's retreating back to his base, and he buys a item from his item shop, although I did not see what it is. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. Normally, you know, Dimensions calls all the action, and I do not miss a damn thing because I am the best in the business. Alright. I put down a stasis trap and a healing ward. And I'm going to retreat now. Alright. So, not much going on right here now. The Death Knight and the Lich are now chasing my army all by themselves, which I'm not sure if that's too wise. Death Coral going off on my Witch Doctor, who still is alive, but a Frost Nova finishes him off. More waste of mana by my opponent. He's a total newbie, as you can tell. Alright then. I'm now heading down to the tavern, no, the marketplace. Possibly buy some items here, I cannot remember, of course. Got totally smashed with my mates at the bar last night. Well, actually it wasn't a real bar, it was an AOL bar where we pretended to get drunk and shit-faced online, you know. Me and my mates like to do that all the time. You know us British, we like our booze. even if it's virtual booze,